Hello fellas, back with yet another review. Gonna be tackling the San Diego Comic-Con 2018 event exclusive Beast Kingdom Special Edition Batman. This is supposedly based off the Batflick version of Batman from Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, but you may notice a slight change in colors as he is, I suppose, painted as the Adam West Batman with white eyes. And I think it's really cool looking. It's quite classic, and to see it on the Batflick suit specifically makes it interesting because you're mixing the Dark Knight Returns adaptation of Batman with Adam West and the movieverse. And I'll show you why in a little bit, because there's some really interesting details on the figure, like with the way they sculpted the stitching on the outfit. It just makes it a whole lot cooler. But before we get into the figure himself, let us take a look at this lovely packaging, which Beast Kingdom worked pretty hard on, and it definitely looks cool. I like the artwork they chose. He's kind of charging at you with his batarang, which is pretty darn cool. And I do like especially that they use the figure for this cover, which is awesome. Special edition at the top. Da-da-da. There's that. There's that. And here is the back of the packaging if you are curious. Some product shots, and it shows what accessories he does come with. So not the most interesting thing in the world, and you know, there's the top and the bottom. But the focus is this guy here. I'd imagine that's why you're here. That's why I'm here. So yeah, let's take a look at him. I'm gonna go ahead and, excuse me, Batman. Yeah, be like that. Alright, and I have some problems with this guy. Oh boy, let's begin. If you watched my Beast Kingdom Wonder Woman review, and if you haven't, by all means, go search that up on my channel, you'll know that I did mention this guy, and how he is just not the best from what I've seen Beast Kingdom do. Now, was Wonder Woman a good figure? Sure. Did she have her problems? Yeah. Many figures do. Most figures do, if not all of them. Oh, but Beast Kingdom, you could have made this such an amazing piece. But your joints, the way you try and hide them, I know what you're going for. And the way the cowl, that's my biggest problem. The way the cowl fits on the figure is just really disappointing. But before I get into all that, I do want to say I am in love with this figure. It is really cool. And if I could buy him all over again, I would. So haters, keep that in mind. Let's just, let's jump in here. I'll go ahead and remove the turntable, and we can jump right into him and his accessories. So he does come, of course, with a stand, which just says Batman v Superman, Batman, and it does come with a waist cradle, and I can actually remove him off of that, put him right here. I think, yeah, he can stand fairly well by himself. And here's the crotch cradle, or the waist cradle. Can move forward and back, and it does have movement here, and it can rotate forward and back as well as turn. So it's a good stand. It works. It's not the most interesting thing in the world, but it most certainly works. To jump straight into his accessories, you'll notice he is holding his grapple gun, and he holds it really well. Good job, Beast Kingdom. It fits tight in his hand. That is important. And here it is, very detailed. I do like the rugged look of this. You can tell that he has been using it for some time based off all those scuffs and those scrapes, especially around the grip here of the handle, which is nice. Would appreciate it if the trigger were a bit more detailed, but not a big deal. I understand this is a very small weapon. But yeah, and you'll notice there is a hole right there and to fit the actual hook in there, which I'll get to here in a little bit. But it fits well in his hand. You saw I even struggled to take it out, and that's good. That is honestly good. He does come with this. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a wire, which I'll get to in a moment. And this, which is where that grapple gun ties into. So you'll notice... Ugh, where is it? Sorry, I'm looking for the wire. How does this go again? I don't even remember how this goes. Okay, yeah, it fits in here. That's right. One sec. Ugh. You want to be gentle, but generally that's how it's going to look, and I think that looks damn cool. So, yeah, it works. The wire, how the hell does the wire work? I don't even remember how the wire works anymore. I am just blanking. Oh, I think it works like this. You plug it in there, yeah, and then I think the other end plugs in here. Come on. Come on now. Work with me today. Alright, yeah. There you go. And that'd be that. So you can get them to hook onto stuff. So, it's cool. I definitely like this. It's excellent for posing him, especially if you have a wall diorama or an alley diorama. This will work beautifully. So, that is an awesome accessory. He comes with a ton of different hands. You do have, let's see what he comes with here. He comes with two kind of I'm gonna attack you hands. He comes with a fisted hand, comes with a gripping hand, and another gripping hand for his batarangs and his accessories in general. And this is pretty cool. Just like Wonder Woman, these are die-cast. She had the die-cast sword, but Batman has the die-cast batarangs, which are really cool, stylized for the Batflick / Dark Knight Returns style, which is nice, and you do get 3 of them. If you want to see, it's hard to grab them, but, you know, and he holds them well. I could show you how he holds them, but I assume you'll take my word on it. And yeah, there's the third one. So, pretty cool. Alright, accessories out of the way. Literally, I'm going to put them out of the way so we can just jump straight into the figure and his details and, sadly, his issues. And I do have a lot of issues with this guy. Alright, but before we get super negative, the head. The sculpt in general. Sorry, I had a minor interruption there. As I was saying, the sculpt in general is really good. You can practically tell it is Ben Affleck in there in some capacity. It might be a tad bit difficult on camera to show that off, but you could tell that that's clearly his job. The way the mouth and the chin is sculpted, it just indicates that that's obviously Ben Affleck. The skin tone, I will admit, is a bit Simpson-y for me. That may be the wrong term, but it's a little too yellow. I don't know. It looks like he's having kidney problems. It honestly doesn't really bother me that much, but I'll point it out anyway. If you do notice, he does have the white eyes with the black eyeshadow surrounding it, which I think is pretty cool looking. And the cowl in general looks really, really nice. I do like the sculpt they did. The ears, oh, I thought the ears were actually a bit pliable. They're not even. I think this is just all a hard plastic, so that's cool. But yeah, it looks like him. It really does. And the head is clearly on a separate joint from the cowl, the rest of the cowl, which is nice. Allows you for some more posability. And it just looks good. The way they sculpted the fake muscles here on the cowl, the under cowl, looks really nice. Just in general is awesome. What I do have to complain about, unfortunately, is you'll notice it doesn't really fit too well on his body. And trust me, I have tried everything. I've tried tucking the cape underneath the cowl, which just may look a little better, but it's not screen accurate. And, I have tried with this thing. I have tried so hard to make it fit better. It just won't, and it's been bothering me so bad. Ugh. Darn it. So, they kind of screwed the pooch on that one a tad bit. If you can get over that, it's a good looking figure. The cape, I like the cape personally. I know a lot of people might have a problem with this type of cape. It's kind of wiry in a way, I think. Sometimes it'll like stay together, but not really. It's nice. I'll give it that. It's nice. I do like these ends here, all cut out and whatnot. Very cool looking. And I'm just glad it's not plastic, really. I'm just glad it just is not plastic, because plastic capes are a no-no. And although this isn't technically cloth, it's as good as it's gonna get. So, I like it. It's a bit stiff, you'll notice, but you can work with it, honestly. It's truly not that bad, for me at the least. Again, I'm not that big of a Batman collector, but still, I like it. Alright, the rest of the body looks amazing. I mentioned earlier in the video that if you notice all the ways they stitched, because here you have all these seams and whatnot, it looks nice. And to see that on a Batflick in like Adam West style colors, or maybe not Adam West, but classic Batman style colors, is cool. I think it looks awesome. I love the texture they used for the entire body, especially how it looks on the bat symbol. Got some dirt there. And it really comes to show in the light when it's being reflected upon, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's nice. You got the gloves here, sculpted fairly well. Got his blades, not too sharp, but definitely good looking. Have his hands on a nice joint there. They can pop in and out, which is nice. His utility belt is a bright yellow. A lot of different pockets and whatnot. They cannot open, but, you know, why would you really need them to on something like this? But sculpted quite well. I know some people may complain there's not enough shading or not enough scuffs and scrapes, but I get where they were trying to go for with this figure. You know, the paint job at the least. Here's the rest. Got his bat thighs here. There's the back. And the boots. Looking pretty good as well. A nice sculpt. Definitely enjoy all those seams and whatnot. Not a lazy sculpt at all. They did a wonderful job on this guy. No peck holes, but he can stand. So, he is super duper detailed. He really is. He is an excellent piece. And I also mentioned in the video his joints. They look okay right now, but when you get him out of the packaging, you really got to work with him. He is a very, very tough figure to pose. Not because the joints are necessarily tight or anything, but they just don't like to form together for a natural pose, if that makes sense. It's just, there's something off about it. And I truly believe that all my frustration with posing this figure comes from that cowl. It just doesn't fit on the figure. Ugh. Tell me if I'm just being kind of a B-word, but that's a big deal for Batman. That is a big deal for Batman. So, there you go with that. If you are curious about his size before I get into articulation, let's just do that. The alpaca will not be joining us this evening, unfortunately, but we do have Dark Knight Returns Batman from the DC Multiverse toy line by Mattel. And what else do I have here to show off? I don't have that much. Here's Dutch. I didn't really find anybody else at the moment, so. He's slightly bigger than a NECA figure, and he's slightly taller than, or much taller than a Multiverse figure. And for more reference, here's a 5-inch figure. So, he's a big guy. He's definitely bigger than Marvel Legends. I'll tell you that much. And I do have a Marvel Legends figure here. I show off the same ones in every video, but there you go. A Marvel Legend is basically right under his shoulder, if not at his shoulder. So, he's a big guy, not in scale with probably anything you would own. Same with me. I don't really have any figures that are this size. It's kind of an interesting size if you think about it. I really don't know what scale this is. I think it's cool because I just don't own many figures like this. But yeah, actually, I have a Predator right here. He's the size of a Predator. Okay. So there's your reference. You know what you're getting into. He scales well with your Predators if you want your Predators to fight a superhuman Batman. Because Predators are like 7-8 feet tall in real life. If they were real. I'm not crazy. Articulation. He has a lot. He does. His head can go up about that much, down that much, and it can rotate fully as well as go side to side. The cowl is on a separate joint as well. It can go forward, it can go back, it can go side to side, and it can turn left and right, which is pretty cool. The arms can sink in and out for extra posability. Go out that much, in that much, can rotate, woo, back and forth. It can do 360, but I won't. Has a nice upper bicep rotation, a nice double jointed elbow, which is pretty darn cool. And the wrist is, you know, it's on a universal joint. He has two joints. See what I mean? He just looks so odd. The upper joint up here can go forward that much. It can go back that much. And it can go side to side and left to right. And the joint here can also do the same thing. So, and the belt is wobbly. So, just like the arms, these can sink in and out, which is pretty cool. You can go forward that much. You can go back that much. And he can do the bat splits. So, look, it's so weird looking. Upper thigh rotation, a double jointed knee, which is awesome. Whoa, that sounded scary. It's a ratchet. And the feet can barely go forward and back, but it has an awesome ankle pivot and a toe pivot too. So, he has a lot of articulation. You can get him in some pretty awesome poses, but the trick is getting him to look natural. Ugh, I don't know. He's weird. This dude is weird. Oh well. So this was basically the best possible realistic pose I could put him in without looking weirdly proportioned and just odd. I guess I could do a little bit more with that upper, like, joint up here under the chest, but for now, for the purpose of this video, this is as good as it's gonna get, people. Do I recommend this figure? I don't know. Let's put it this way. If this was a regular Batflick Batman, nah. You're better off getting the Figure Arts one or Mafex or something like that, but this is kind of a unique figure because of those color schemes, and I really enjoy it. So, there you go. If you want a little bit of Adam West, if you want a little bit of Dark Knight Returns colors in this, then, you know, this is the figure for you, I suppose, but you gotta go into this knowing that those joints are not the best, and he looks like a troll sometimes. So, whoa, I hit the camera. Be warned. That's as much as I can say about this figure. Be warned. He's not gonna break on you, unless you throw him at a wall, but just be warned. Okay, fellas. Go check out The Sanctuary on Facebook, as well as all the content creators of The Sanctuary, provided in the description below. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, like, subscribe, comment, check out my site at SunSpotReviewz.wordpress.com, and I'll see you guys in my next video.